Yeah, me too.
We are live, Julie K. I'm going to hang up my phone. Thank you, Troy. Oh, my Julie K. We pulled it off.
Great. We are! I see us!
Do you see us?
Okay.
I see us!
Oh, this is cool because I was almost. Look, we're getting a lot of people tuning in.
Are we good?
I can't look at you over here because you're on a different screen. So I'm going to tell our audience a little bit about what's going on.
You're up or down? You can hear us? You okay?
Yes!
We are, and that is Daryl, you guys, and Daryl helped to pull this off with us tonight. We're on a new program because we couldn't go live. Look, Julie K, not only are we live, Patty Neal is saying hello from Buffalo. So,
Woo-hoo!
okay, and Michelle is a hi. You know what? This might be a really good program. Let's take a deep breath, Julie K. I'm going to move my camera because I think it'll help for our conversation. There we go. Look at this, a different view.
I think we look better.
I'm thinking, I don't know if I look better, but I'm open to just being live. Look, we got hi from Canada.
Yeah.
Laura Cody. So we're doing well with this. All right, everybody. I had this long intro that I was going to do, but Julie K and I had a little bit of trouble going live, and I have an assistant at my office. His name is Troy. I want to give him credit because he pulled it off. We're on a brand new program. How cool is that? Dave Carter says hello, Julie K.
Woohoo! Go LA Dance Magic!
All right, so I want to welcome everybody, and I want to say that Wednesday, it is Wednesday, and I know from some of my town hall meetings that I've had with teachers and studio owners that this week hasn't been so easy. Actually, I feel like it's a week and a half. And so on this Wednesday night, I want to say we're going to bring you laughs and smiles. How do you feel about that, Miss Julie?
Honey, I am ready.
Ready and raring to go?
Raring to go.
So, I know the whole world really knows who Julie K is. Wait, I'm going to say this. This is unplanned. I met Julie K the first time through a video. So my people at one of my conferences stopped Julie K, asked her about the conference, and she gave this really great response. But it was her energy in that. I was like, who is this girl? And also your partner, Melissa, was in this video too. Am I right?
Yeah.
Okay, so then I used that video in some marketing, I think, and then Julie K called me to go to her studio. But Julie K may not know this. I didn't know that she was the girl in the video when I went to her studio. And so when I got there, I was like, there is that girl with that energy. Do you know this at all?
Yeah, we talked about mac and cheese. There was
Yes.
like I said, I'll make you mac and cheese. You can come. I mean, oh yeah, I remember the whole thing.
And you had a lot of faculty there that day. How long ago was that?
Well, considering I think that April has been 10 years, maybe 20. I don't know. No. Actually, let's see. I would say maybe 7, 8 years ago.
Okay, so you have made quite an impression on the whole dance world, including myself. I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
Tell everybody a little bit about Julie K, your studio, where you come from, and then I want to go back.
right. I'm Julie K. Stalka from Little Rock, Arkansas, North Little Rock, Arkansas. And my husband and I have a dance studio along with our business partner, Melissa Gerard. And we're located in the beautiful Montrose, California. And it's right probably about 20 minutes from downtown. And our studio is called Revolution Dance Center. And we're in our 14th year, heading into our 15th year. We're really wanting to head into that 15th year. We're a little tired from this year.
I love that. Yeah, I've talked to a couple teachers, headed into that 40th or that 20th. Everybody was so excited for that. But this is a year we'll never forget, Julie K.
I will never, the year that made me age 50 more years and put a lot of stress in my life. I didn't know if redheads could turn gray, but it might happen, brother. I don't know. It's okay.
It's all marks of survival. That's how I look at the gray hair. It's like, okay, I've been here a while. I'm old enough to have gray hair. How cool is that? But if I could cover it up, I think I would. Okay, so I want to take you back. Little girl Julie K. from North Little Rock, Arkansas. Let's say she's 4, 5, 3. Who was she? Describe her.
A very energetic girl that wanted adventure and wanted to have her hands in everything. I literally, when I woke up, I hit the ground running. And when I slept, a tornado could come through that house and I'd still be asleep because I worked and had so much fun during that time period or during the day. I've always had so much energy. So that's why I'm in dance, because my mother didn't know what to do with me. She was like, for goodness sake, let's put her in something. She's got so much energy. I don't know what to do with her after 3 brothers.
Were you a dressy girl? Did you wear lots of dresses? Prissy? Were you a tomboy? I'm trying to get out of you, the little Julie K. Tell me more, because I'll bring in Daryl, who will tell me.
Oh, no, you know what? I mean, I wasn't, I remember having one doll that I loved so much that actually my daughter plays with now. I mean, I wasn't, I had 3 older brothers, so I didn't mind playing in the dirt. I mean, I was the little girl that was, at the lake house skinning fish with my daddy and, going fishing. And I don't know. I mean, that was just me. I wanted something to do at all times. Before I knew about spreadsheets and color coding, I wanted to have a full schedule of things to do. And my mom was so exhausted after having her 3 sons that she just was like, I don't even know what to do with her. She wants to be entertained at all times. And I did. I wanted something to do all the time. So I was a very active little kid.
All right. So tell me about Eugenia and George, George is also known as Sonny.
Sonny. My amazing parents, the people that just made it all happen. My daddy was a teller at a bank for years. And my mom, I don't really honestly think that she ever worked a day in her life. She just wanted to be a mom and raise her kids. And my dad fell in love with her. And after 6 months, they got married. And he said, I'll take care of you forever. And that is exactly what that man did. My dad was a very hard worker, loved to work, was ready, got up in the morning, went to the Waffle House, ate his breakfast, had his coffee, went straight to work and came home, and mama had food on the table and we would have dinner together until I started my dance life. And, they were just the most amazing people. Their love was very storybookish. It reminds me of The Notebook. It's probably why it's my favorite movie. And she was feisty. My mom was feisty. I just loved it.
I can imagine. I can imagine that. I don't know why I'm not surprised.
Oh yeah, I mean, she was the one that would just say things, and people would be like, "I cannot believe that woman said that." That's totally me. But I mean, I just saw my dad's work ethic. My dad loved to work, and he became very successful. And we own a company in Little Rock called Beach Abstract Title Company. And he was so smart. And my brothers run that. And it's really, It's awesome. I mean, my three brothers and I love each other more than anything in the world. I don't know what I would do without them.
Tell everybody the names of your brothers, and actually tell everybody how much older they are. What should I say? Span in ages. Let's put it.
So my oldest brother is named Brian, and he was born on November 9th. And he actually, so after Brian was born, 15 months later, twin boys were born, but my mother didn't know that she was pregnant until she had them at the hospital. So I have Brett, and then I have Bart. So Brian is the oldest, then Brett and Bart, and they're twins. They look absolutely nothing alike. You would never believe it. And then 18 years later on Bourbon Street, woohoo, came Julie Kay. Yeah, baby. And that explains
18 years span.
Mm-hmm.
Were they in the house at all when you were growing up?
I mean, a little bit, but they took me everywhere. Like my oldest brother, my dad would say, okay, go take her places. And I'd say, I want to go to New York. And so he took me to every Broadway show I wanted to go to. He would take me to the Broadway Dance Center and drop me off. And I would be like, bye, I'm taking Frank Hatchett's class. And he would come back. There was no phones, no nothing. But all I wanted to do was take Jermaine Salzberg, Frank Hatchett. I remember taking Joe Lynn Terry's class, bawling, crying, coming out of it going, okay, that was a little too much. But no, you know what I mean? Like it was.
Why were you bawling? Were you bawling because it was hard, or were you bawling because you were taking the class? I need to know.
Okay, let's go back. So back in the day, it was that you learned the combo on Tuesday and finished it on Thursday. I came in on Thursday. No, you can't do that. But Frank Hatchett, I remember taking Frank Hatchett's class, and I remember stepping outside of that classroom thinking, I'm going to do this for the rest of my life. That was the most fun I've ever had. He sat with a chair back, like the chair front here, and he would clap and scream in the middle of class. And I would be like, I'm living my best life right now. I just loved it. So my family just let me go and take class and do whatever I wanted to. But we went and saw every Broadway show I wanted to see. I got to see Savion Glover. I got to see Gregory Hines. And it was so fun.
Awesome. So tell me about your teachers, your dance teacher. No, I'll ask it this way. Do you remember your first dance class?
Best thing in my life. My mom called this studio called Studio One, and it was in Lakewood, Arkansas. And my mom went and bought me the little pink box that had the little side pop down where you put the ballet shoes in with the white stripes. It's my favorite thing still ever. And I remember walking in like very nervous, and the lady that was at the counter, she was older. And I remember her saying, well, sweetheart, you need to be very quiet, move over in the next room. And whenever she invites you in, then that's when you need to go in. And my mom left, and I just was sitting there not having a clue. And I remember walking in, and it was Miss Jana, and I just was so nervous, and she was so loving and so caring. And it was the most fun I had ever had. And then I remember the next time I'd come in, I think she was a sub, I can't remember. And her name was Karen Culpa Fowler. And she taught me this song that I'm going to perform for you right now. And it was
this. Yes, perform. Live, by the way.
Yes, totally live. All dressed up in grown-up clothes, high heel shoes and powdered nose. Hat is hiding every curl, so don't call me a little girl. When you see me passing by, don't you laugh or wink your eye. L-A-D-Y if you spell, 'cause I'm a lady, can't you tell? What? Of course I was going to love it after that. How was it? I was feeling a little Ethel Merman.
No, I loved it. I thought it was excellent. So that's something you learned at what age?
3.
Okay, so you still teach it, right?
If you ask my 18 or 20-year-old students to sing it, they would do the whole dance with me. My brothers did the dance with me. My dad knew it. And you know what? I knew that it was so magical, and there was something that was so incredible about it that I just had to go back. I was addicted, literally. And then I went to Karen Culpa Fowler, was just so amazing. And then I went to this teacher. Her name is Karen Herod, and she looks just like Annette Funicello. I walked in and I was like, first of all, I want her bangs I mean, her hair, she had her hair half up, half down. She had black and white tap shoes. I was like, oh my God, mother, she is the coolest person I've ever met in my life. She loves tap like I love tap. And I remember taking her class, and I said, okay, I want to be her. And so just watching the modeling of how she was as a teacher, I knew I was going to be a dance teacher after taking class from her, and that she literally made the biggest impact on my entire life of dance. I literally owe her everything for my teaching career and who I am. She would take me to nursing homes. I performed, I mean, literally like anything that she asked me to do, especially for community service, that's where I got giving back to the community. And her whole business model is what really we use at the studio, from picture week to costume week. She is pretty much my heart and soul. And still to this day, we call each other at least one time a week. When my mother died and I had to go to her visitation, she was like, I'm going to take care of the kids. You just go be with your mom and your family. And then I come back, I'm exhausted. You know, it's like I'm about to bury my mom. I'm so stressed. And I hear laughter, and I go back there. Lord, she's got the bubble bath going. All 3 kids are in the bathtub slinging. I mean, it was a hot mess. It looked like something out of a fairy tale movie, literally out of Mary Poppins. And I was like, she's the best person I've ever seen in my life. I literally love that woman. I mean, I can't.
So give her a shout out right now.
Oh, Miss Karen, I love you with every bit of my life. And, you know, every day that I teach, I channel you, and I'm better because of you.
Awesome. And she's still going in North Little Rock, Arkansas, doing her thing?
Honey, if you think I've got energy, Lord, that woman's got I mean, she is wild. She is wild.
Okay, we're going to go forward now, Miss Julie. Okay. Do you notice I keep adjusting myself because I can't get my microphone right?
Well, it's warming up in here, Lord.
This is live. I want to say, if you had one of those ballet boxes, I want you to write yes in the comments, because I think every kid had one of those ballet boxes until about 20 years ago.
You had to.
But here's my next question. I'm not going to call it an escape from Arkansas, because you know what? I love Arkansas. I have family there. But what made you depart? Where'd you go?
Well, my dad died suddenly in high school, right before my senior year began. It was September 21st is when he died. But and I remember school had just started my senior year, and you know, I just wasn't that college kid. I had no interest in it. I knew I was going to dance. I was going to be in the entertainment business. So I worked at a dance store called Backstage, and the people who owned the store used to play bingo with my grandmother, and they're still very dear friends. I mean, I love those people, and they are literally like my blood. And I started working there, and Chelsea Clinton used to come in and get her point shoes fitted. The Rockefellers came in, honey, we were high class. And I decided to do a dinner show theater after I graduated high school. And it was Crazy for You. And it was my favorite show. I saw it on Broadway, and I remember going, I don't care if I'm in the ensemble, I just want to tap. So here I go tapping, right?
Was this in Little Rock?
This was in Little Rock. And so I was at work one day, and the phone rang, and they were like, well, I need a dancer for a show in Branson for a magic show. Do you know of anyone? And I'm like, me? Perfect. Yes, let's go. So she said, well, the audition, you know, is going to be late one night. Do you mind coming up? And so literally I said, no, I'll be there. I went home. I told my mom. She was like, well, I don't know how fast we can drive. I'm like, well, we're going to get in the car and see how fast we can drive. So I finished my show. My Aunt Cherie and I get in the car with Mama. Mama's got the window rolled down and her cigarette and her Diet Coke going. Aunt Cherie's driving 90 miles an hour to Branson, Missouri, all the way through the Ozarks. I'm in the back seat. We drive into Branson, Missouri. I literally see this poster, this billboard that says, Melinda, the First Lady of Magic. We'll go there in a minute. I drive to my audition, and they were like, okay, 6-step triple. I'm like, got it. Boom, hit it. I mean, I was fully dressed, ready to go. Mama made me curl my hair in the car. Like, it was crazy. I remember the whole thing. And he goes, perfect. The last thing before your audition ends. Are you scared of leopards, lions, or snakes? And I'm like, no. Of course, I don't never played with a leopard, lion, or snake. Anyway, he tried one magic trick on me where I had to go through Kirby Van Birch's stomach. And if I fit through the prop and everything was good, I got the audition and I got it. So Mama was a mess. She goes, oh my Lord, now daddy's died and now you're leaving me. She put up another cigarette and she goes, well, I'm hungry. So we drove to Denny's, had dinner, and then here I moved to Branson, Missouri.
I'm surprised it wasn't Waffle House.
Well, they did. I don't think they have one in Branson.
In Branson?
Well, and Cracker Barrel wasn't open. And Lord, I love Cracker Barrel.
I love Cracker Barrel too, but I can never remember the name of it. I always say the place with the rocking chairs.
Oh my God. And Daryl will not let me have one of those. I have wanted a white rocking chair forever. He's like, we're not putting that on the front porch.
And tell me why. I know we're way off track here. Because I love a rocking chair on the front porch.
Do too. And he laughs and he's like, babe, no rocking chairs. So you know what? One day I'm just going to move the stupid bench that's on the front and I'm going to be like, well, I just don't know how these white rocking chairs came up. And I love a white rocking chair with a pillow. It's true.
No, and I love that we went there tonight. By the way, I want to tell you that I asked the question, how many people had the bag? I got to tell you, there's 10, 15 people. One girl says it's still hanging in her studio. There you go, the bag.
The bag is, and then they tried to change the colors, and I was like, no, it has to be the same color with a white strap. It has to be.
Okay, Erica tells us she had a Cracker Barrel. She has a Cracker Barrel white rocking chair. So you can tell Daryl, other dance teachers got one.
I really do. I'm gonna get it one day and I'm gonna take a picture and text it to you and be like, so here's what happened.
Okay. Since we brought up Daryl, we're all over the place, right? So wait, you got the job in Branson, right? Okay, and tell them about the animals and the tigers and the stuff like that. Do you mind sharing that?
That show was crazy. I did really amazing magic tricks. I mean, there were so many that, and it's really hardcore. I mean, and I did not only that, there was a comedian in the show and he had birds. And so he showed me how to handle the birds, which helped me later on in my career. But yeah, I mean, I would be sitting there putting my makeup on and a leopard would like be sitting right here. And I would be like, hi. I mean, it just was so normal. Oh my God. And I loved the dogs, the bear, the lions. And then I loved the lions and tigers and bears. I loved the snake, though, to be honest, that I just remember all of these amazing things. And I wasn't, I was 19 years old. I just went along with it. Right. But when I lived there, I was in this apartment building one night and there was a young girl and she was like, hey, you should go to this club with us. And I was like, I don't really feel like it. I'm a workaholic. I can't really do. And so she goes, no, you really should. And I'm like, so, okay. So I went, it was a place called Guitars and Cadillacs. And I went in and I'm dancing with this really tall, like amazing guy. I was like, ooh, you're so cute. And he was like, well, honey, I'm gay. I was like, that's fine. Let's keep dancing. Okay. So we started dancing and I looked over and I was like, the soundtrack of my life happened. I'm just dying in your arms tonight. Must have been something. And then I looked at Daryl. And then I was like, okay, I got to have that guy. He had earrings. He had like gel in his hair. And like, ooh, he was so, oh, you guys, I can't.
So how'd you pull that off? Did the guy you were dancing with know Daryl or something?
So he goes, oh, that guy, Daryl, he's in my show. Melinda, the First Lady of Magic. That is God saying that we needed to be together right there.
I don't know if they know did you tell them what Melinda means to you? Go there first. Then we got to remember we were on Daryl.
Okay, so when I was a little girl, Mama loved to gamble. All she wanted to do was play the slots. And so we went to Vegas. Off we went driving from Little Rock to Vegas in a van. Okay, the best part, the road trip was the best thing ever. Well, when we got there, Mama didn't know what to do with me, so she could go gamble. So my cousin Jason was like, hey, I'll take her to shows. I went to see Melinda, the First Lady of Magic, ever since I was 7 years old, all the way up. She pulled me up on stage. I helped her with magic tricks. I sang the Star Spangled Banner, or maybe that was my cousin, one of us. We literally I went to her show all the time. So then when I drove up to Branson and I saw her with her boots, I went, oh my God, Mama, look who is on the billboard. Well, then Everett goes, he works with me for Melinda, the First Lady of Magic. I went, oh my God. So I went over there. I said, I have to have you, even though I was dating somebody. He was dating somebody, but it actually ended up working because I was better and he was better for me.
Was his date there at the time? Just out of curiosity? No.
I don't know, but I could have taken her. It's totally fine.
Okay.
But then I walked over to him and I was like, okay. And I literally told Everett that night, I was like, I'm going to marry that guy. So every anniversary, I send a message to Everett saying, still married. I got the guy. So I wrote my name down, Julie K. Pitts, and I wrote my phone number down, and what? The rest is history. But his show was 30 minutes, ended 30 minutes before mine. So ended after mine. So I drove to see his second act, and I would watch him do this motorcycle dance and this airplane dance, and he did this one move, and every time he did it, I literally was like, oh my God, it's like I can't even. And then he invited me to lunch with Melinda, and the best part, she goes, I totally remember you. You were that little girl at my show, and I'm like, oh my God, Daryl, she remembers me. It was oh my God. And we still are dear friends with her. Daryl danced in her show for years after that. And I took my students years later to see her show. And she was like, I can't believe it. Daryl and Julie are still together. Oh my God, I just love her.
Because in show business, those things don't last long. You know what I mean? She was surprised.
And when we moved to Vegas, of course, that's when life started changing.
Okay, so now we did meet Daryl. So now we're going to Las Vegas next?
Yes, and he got a job. Melinda got a job for a couple months at the Taj Mahal, and so then he moved there while I stayed. I went right for my first audition. I didn't know that you had to wear a thong and a bra and wear fishnets and heels. I was from a little Christian dance studio in Arkansas, so I did not look the part. I got cut immediately. They were like, you need to lose 5 pounds. I got in the car. I called my mom, and she goes, well, you need to go buy something that looks good. So here buy it all. I'm ready to go. Second audition. I walk in. Okay, are you ready? Okay, here it goes. The cat's top with the eyes, right? And you wore it over, right? Okay, do I look cute? Okay.
I know the look. I got it.
Okay, so the shirt, right? The shirt with the eyes. Here's the girl checking me in, and I'll never forget it. It was totally like out of the movie A Chorus Line, right? She was like, only 2 people are going to make this, and there's 175 auditioning. And I was like, I'm going to be one of them. So off I go. I made it through cuts all day. It was the longest day I've ever had to audition in my life. And all of a sudden, it got down to like the last 5 girls, and she steps in. Here I am. She steps in here, and I was like, oh, no. Honey, you ain't stepping in front of mama here. So I busted right in front. I mean, I remember hitting that combination so hard, and the guy goes, your energy is amazing. I love your red hair, but you're a little short. And I said, and that's why they can put extensions on my heels. And then boom, I got it. She didn't get it. Sorry about the shoulder.
Well, all these years later, that's nice. Did you ever see her again, that poor girl?
No, but every time I see that shirt, I think of her. I literally do, because she was so nasty. It was like straight out of the Showgirls movie. I was like, whatever.
You pulled it off, though. So now we're in Vegas.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So
How long were you there?
A year. I did 7 shows a week at the Stratosphere, which was fantastic. It was a really hard dance show. I mean, like I remember doing pirouettes, and the heel of my shoe, me being in the highest releve I could be, but it was skimming the floor because of my extensions. But I was like, we going up, honey, we going up. So I remember it was the hardest show, but I did those at night. So I wanted a little bit more. So there was a show called World's Greatest Magic, and I started organizing the Magic Birds for different friends like Fielding West. And then I was still bored during the day. So I went to Caesar's Palace and worked at Banana Republic and got best-selling shoe leader for September, got a bonus. See, I love working at places,
Perfect.
Banana Republic.
No, but also willing to do what you had to do or what you wanted to do. You weren't too good to do that job. I think there's probably a lot of people watching tonight who worked at something similar to Banana Republic. I worked at a dancewear store. Only job I had that was a non-dance job that I can remember was a dancewear store. It was a company called Taffy's, and I bet some of our listeners will remember Taffy's.
That's awesome.
because they had a costume line and a chain of stores.
Wow.
And yes, why I got, I didn't get let go. I got told you should go dance, which I thought was a good way of letting me go, was because I kept everyone's credit cards. Like I just wouldn't give them back. I would just leave them there on the register. And they'd call a few hours later and they'd be looking for their credit card. And the woman who managed the store said, "Was it Ree?"
Oh no. And you're notorious for it. You know? So, everything
Oh well, anyway, we got off topic there. But yes, you were willing to go work.
yeah. And then we moved to LA after that.
So now you're in LA.
Mhm.
How did you land in the teaching place?
Well, Daryl had done stunts his whole life, and did Power Rangers with his brother, and did Beetleborgs, and he wanted to move back to Glendale. So we rented a little house in Glendale, and I was driving up and I found this really cute town called Montrose, where the studio is located now. And I had to stop and get gas, and there was like it was pink, I'll never forget it. And I was getting a Diet Coke, shocker, and it said Performing Arts Studio. I don't know what made me call them. I literally called them as soon as I got in the car, and they were like, "We need a sub today." And I said, "What do you need me to teach?" She said, "Tap." Flew home. I said, "Daryl, I'll be home. I'm going to sub." And literally, that was it. I started at this the studio was so small that I opened up the doors, and then where my car was parked, I parked it right in the same spot so I could do one more leap outside the door. So I would get going, and then I would just keep going out because the studio wasn't large enough to do like 4 or 5 jetés, but I wanted to do the 5th one. So I'd have all of my students tap my car and then run back. That's how little postage stamp. And then we went from 25 kids to like 125. And then we got a little bit higher. And that's when my business partner, Melissa Gerard, who won at a local school fundraiser, free dance classes. And her 2 children are they're still my.
Wait. So your business partner
Yes.
became your business partner as a result of winning free classes for her children. Is that the truth?
And yes, at a raffle, I think.
I've never heard that part. I thought I knew everything about you. She became your partner by raffle.
Yeah. And you know what? Her oldest daughter, who's an OBGYN, who's literally brilliant, she was a soccer player. And after she came home, she was like, "I'm going to dance." And she loved it. The best feet, everything. And then her younger sister was would sit on the side, and I'd be like, "Come on, just come on and dance." And now she wants to be a professional dancer. I mean, so Melissa's been our business partner for 14 years, going into our 15th year. So now it's called Revolution Dance Center. It's because that's what we own now. But yeah, I mean, we became dear, dear, dear friends. And then later on becoming literally family, and her kids are my life, and I love them like they're my own. And I mean, it's kind of cool though, that it really did come from a sign up at a raffle. You never know who could come into your life.
That's an incredible story.
Well, and the best is that we support so many of those, because the people that we usually get from there are so excited to sign their kid up for dance that they wanted that raffle to win it. And literally look at the relationship we have from it.
I just want to tell you something. I'm really glad we went live on this program tonight, because I can't see the comments usually. Like, this was a small blessing in disguise. Everybody who's watching, the panic before we go live is real. Okay.
That's why I'm breaking up knives.
I'm seeing comments, which I don't normally get to see. And I want to let you know that Melissa backs you up. She writes God's honest truth.
I mean, it is. Okay, you want to know what's even weirder? The person that lives across the street from me in this house is the one that she won it from, and her kids were my students as well. It's a small world of how all of this comes together. But I will say, I'm glad that she's watching. She supports me. And after my mom died, it was like her and Grace Chase, like my mom put them here to help me through this life. And Melissa helps me. I mean, I don't know what I would do without her. It's so cool to be able to have relationships like that. And I mean, we work every day hard and hard. It's like the movie Beaches. And I say this all the time. She's Barbara Hershey and I'm Bette Midler. I'm always ready to put on a show and she's always ready to figure out some financial something.
I need that. Because I like the show part. I need the financial part. You're really lucky to have that.
I die for her. I don't know any of it. I'm like, help me. I don't know. But honey, I can put on a 5, 6, 7, 8.
Hey, listen, we just got a comment on our color coordination tonight.
Oh my God.
It was. Can we tell them what we did earlier? Let's tell them.
Because no one knows what we've been through together.
Well, yes, let's start. I don't know, maybe 5 weeks ago. Julie Kay and I tried to go live, unable to go live. And on that night, I was new at this, so I just went online and I just said, we're unable to go live. We'll do this again. That was probably 4 weeks ago, 5 weeks ago. So we decided to go, we were going to record today. Because that's safe, right? So we record the file on Zoom, and a lot of people who are watching are probably using Zoom, so you'll be able to relate to this. The file went through, but then it said double click to convert. It didn't convert. So this is Julie Kay take 3 that you all are in right now.
Literally. I'm sweating. I was going to garden today.
I am too. I want to go turn on the fan.
No, literally, I'm sweating to death. I've lost weight from this.
All right, let's continue with this live interview that everybody.
My Coke is still over here in the wine glass.
And I'm going to turn on the fan and we're going to have a toast. Hang on.
I literally was like, oh my God. He was like, do you want to pour a drink? I said, sure, Diet Coke. Hold on. I've got more over here. Don't judge me. Oh my God. I love that. We're so dumb. And I've even got my lipstick on it. My mom would be proud. Just don't go.
Okay. Here we are, Julie. Okay, do you want to do a toast? I know you're drinking Coke. I'm drinking coffee that's a little spiked, but not much. What's your toast to everybody? Oh, love, brewed daily.
We will get through this and we'll be better after this. Here's our toast.
Toast. Cheers, everybody.
Oh, Lord, help us.
Okay, so now where are we? We are at the start of your studio in Montrose. Mm-hmm. But you know what we totally skipped? Let's do it real fast because I know you'll want to brag. You have 3 children. Tell everybody their names, how old they are.
Jet is 14. I cannot believe that. He is a big Boy Scout. I mean, he loves his Boy Scouts. He's really big into photography right now. He's teaching himself how to play guitar. He loves his records. He listens to Bobby Darin and Elvis. So I go flying down the hallway. I'm like, wait, I need this for recital. Bossa Nova. I need to use that, son. So he's great. Gage is 12. He is my funny child. I have a feeling that he's going to work with animals someday. He's such an animal lover. He's a really diehard football player. Wants to play for the Dallas Cowboys. Yes. And my little girl, Zeta, is 10. And imagine this. She just wants to be a dancer.
Imagine that.
Oh, my Lord.
Is she a little Julie Kay, or do you see something different about her?
Her focus is better than mine. Her discipline is better than mine. But her heart and soul is in it like mine. And she signed up to be an assistant teacher this year. She loves her assistant teaching class. She hates to miss it. She wears her assistant teacher shirt. She went through the whole program. She just got through writing all of her letters to her students saying, I can't wait to see you again. So her heart she really loves the teaching part of it too, but she's very creative with it. But her discipline and focus is way better than mine.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, she's perfect.
So now we have a studio. It's existed, did you say 14 years? Did I get that right? Okay, yeah. 14 years, growing to 1,200. Oh, did I get that right?
Yeah, we were.
Yeah, that's what I want to talk about because I think it'll be good for people to hear this. But we're doing it with smiles on our faces because Julie Kay and I have done this interview already, and we know that sometimes it's a blessing in disguise. So tell us, I'll start it this way. Tell us when you realized, I think I said it this way earlier, Houston, we have a problem.
Yeah, okay. So with the amazing company that I work for, LA Dance Magic, under the direction of Jackie and Dave, LA Dance Magic is taking me
Shout out to Jackie Slide.
The queen. Okay. And I love working for that company because I really wanted to come in and help their young program, and we have built it up, and I'm so very proud of it. We've worked really hard, and they've allowed me to put my vision into it and never questioned one. I mean, like, honestly, superb people. And all of the guys that are on faculty are like my brothers. And so here we are, we're off to Provo. We land in Salt Lake. Eddie Moody, Scott Fowler, we're all in the car. We're ready. We knew we were going to have to judge for like literally all night. We flew in early Thursday.
Did you have any inkling at all when you were flying in, maybe, or did you really think it was going?
Well, I thought it was going because if they flew us out there, I'm not really nervous, but I was like, okay, this thing's kind of getting bad. I mean, it started, but I don't know. I guess I was just ready. That was our 9th week on tour. So my mind was like, teaching 4 days a week, going out on the weekends. So it was just, I was like, okay, this might be a little weird, but we landed. And I remember Eddie and Scott and I driving, and I said, okay, I'm going to go put my stuff up in the room, change. I'm going to put my makeup on, and I'll come down and let's have lunch before we start, So Scott and I are sitting there having lunch, and all of a sudden Dave Carter walks in and he goes, we have to cancel the whole event. And I was like, wait, what? Like, Provo was sold out. Like, we were ready, honey. I mean, the guys had just set up the stage. Our crew is amazing. We could not have a better crew, a better group of people. And Scott and I looked at each other. We were like, this is crazy. And Eddie comes down and he goes, well, we might as well have lunch. And I'm like, yeah, you're right. So here we are. I have risotto. Oh my God, it was so good. And then I know, right? I remember what I had. And then
You are a very detailed person. That's what I appreciate about you. I was wondering what you were reading at that time, by the way.
I did. It was so good, dude.
Yeah, go ahead.
So then here we go. I was supposed to fly straight to New York to spend a week off with my kids. We had tickets to Frozen. I was going to see our friend that's on Broadway with The Lion King. And we were going to go with our dear friends, the Axmans. And I was so excited we were going to go. And then I was going to fly straight from there to Detroit to do another leg of our tour. And so I was on a different flight. And I remember getting on the flight and there were a bunch of empty seats. And I thought, oh my God, I'm going to have to shut the studio tomorrow. So I remember texting Melissa on the plane going, okay, I'm usually not there on Friday morning, but I'm going to be there Friday morning and let's talk through this. And that's when Daryl, Melissa, and I decided, okay, let's just shut the studio down. It's getting really bad. And just not having a clue that it was going to be this long or any of this was going to happen. I mean, I think the fear really started setting in when I flew home. I got on my parking spot shuttle and there were a bunch of business people and they were like, this is bad. Like, I'm sent home. And we were all being sent home. And I was like, I remember driving home from LAX going, oh, this is going to be a jolt and everything. And so, I mean, then all of it's happened. And
then you had to make a decision on your studio. How quick was it closed right away? When you came home, you knew you were closed?
Yeah, you know what? The most amazing thing about having a business partner like Melissa and Daryl is that, they really are amazing that if I feel like something is wrong, they help me obviously like calm down and listen to me. And I think I said, I really think that we need to close down. Things are not right. If we had to cancel a convention and come home, this is right. And you could see the things on Facebook starting to go. And you know what? I started the anxiety in my chest and I knew things were wrong. But you know what? More than anything, I was going to protect our kids and our faculty. I just wanted to make sure they were okay, really. And Then we shut down for 2 weeks, still paid our employees. Melissa came up with a brilliant idea of putting a book together that had like jobs, and we were trying to figure out this process. So we had 2 weeks, which I think was really a smart business choice for us to figure out. We froze their accounts and credited our kids and families for 2 weeks. And then we figured out that we could create an online academy and what we were going to do. But honestly, our faculty at the studio blows my mind. I started them on this app called Band. They started their online academy. Melissa and Daryl and I trusted them. They've run with it. Not one person's quit. They're working as hard as they ever have. No one has complained. It's honestly like, if you step back and you think about it, you're like, this is a dream team. Not only do we have a great team at LADM, but this is a dream team here. So then I realized, in the process of all of this, thank God I've surrounded myself by incredible humans. It's just
okay. You have. I know that. I've met your team. You've done what I would call a remarkable job of who you've surrounded yourself with.
Yeah.
I want to say this because, believe it or not, we've been going 46 minutes, and if I go more than an hour, we can't go on Instagram Live. So I want to ask something. Not Instagram Live, it's Instagram TV. Since then, you've realized that you need less space, correct?
Right. One of our landlords is not going to help us out, and our lease is up July 31st. And we have lost over 300 kids. And, it was just one of those things that was like, you know what, here's the thing. It's hard to go down, but losing 300 kids, Melissa and Daryl and I would rather feel safe, knowing that we can come back and be okay with one studio, but 2 studios with the rent in California, one landlord being just not helpful at all, and one being a complete angel from God. Literally, it's okay.
And I want people to understand, even though we're talking about 2 landlords, we're talking about the same street.
Yeah.
So yeah, go ahead.
Maine. They're 2 minutes apart, 4 studios, one owned by a different person, one, they're owned by different people. And it's very different. I mean, way different. So
tell our viewers what you told me earlier about what we discussed, that it isn't such a bad thing. I think that's important for everyone to hear. And then we're going back to laughing. But yes, why is it okay?
Because we're heading in a new direction in this industry, and we're going to have to rebuild, and we're going to have to understand that change is going to be drastic, and we're going to go through even harder times. And I want to financially be okay for my family, me and Daryl, and then I want Melissa to feel like she's okay for her family as well. And, with that much rent, it was like I think Melissa said a 5-year lease extension for the other one. And it's just, that's too much of a burden. Honestly, let's rebuild. I mean, we're really big into our community, and you know what? We have strong people behind us and people that love us, but I would rather be successful and have a smaller studio and less stress and get back to, teaching is my absolute passion. I'm so addicted to it. I love it so much that I just want to make sure that I can pay the bills, give all of the dance teachers their dreams, as well as have, they love teaching. We all want to be there. And the one reason that we want to be there is because of those children. There is nothing more important to us than putting a smile on that kid's face and letting them escape from the world that maybe they don't want to be in, or that just part-time they want to step away from. So it's like, we feel like the dance studio is our healing ground, and it saves people. It saves me every day. And it's okay if I don't have 2. If I have 1, we're going to be solid.
I'm with you. All right. So, Julie K, what would you say was your funniest Zoom moment or teaching moment so far? Do you have one?
Yes. Hold on. I wrote it earlier. I had a little girl. We were in the middle of the Zoom, And I had one little girl like looking at me like this, and I said, okay, you need to dance. She goes, nope. She was ready to dance, right? And I was like, okay, she's just going to watch me. And then I was like this. I take that as a compliment. I must be entertaining. But I had this little girl write this. Pee break. And I was like, okay, everybody go get some water and go pee-pee. But I think her mom like was like this, get it, Miss Julie has to know you got to go pee-pee. I'm like this, oh, okay. So, I mean, it was better than poop. I mean, whatever.
Yes. And good there at home. You don't have to find an assistant.
Oh, I mean, it's great. You see dogs, you see dads walking by. I mean, I'm like, oh my gosh. But I don't Zoom all the time. I really love the band app because I can pre-record, and I feel like the lesson I'm getting more of my curriculum in, and I can focus on all of it and teach the choreography slower without interruptions. So I do love Zoom to check in, but if I'm really going to be honest, I feel like my curriculum and everything, I hate it not having my kids, but I really love structure and focus and making sure that I get all my curriculum in.
And you feel that I don't want to talk shop so much, but you're getting that more, not from Zoom, but from, say it again.
It's called Band. It's an app. And so I really like it because I can put my recital routines up there, and then it saves them. And a lot of our parents are having trouble balancing all of it. And that's why a lot of people are dropping, because we have school in the morning. So Daryl's like helping the kids at school in the morning, and at night it's honestly, here's the problem. All of these kids are in front of a screen all day long, and they're exhausted. The best part about a dance studio is that you see a mirror, you have a community, you get to talk. It's just, it's really hard, and it's very hard on these kids. I actually, like, as hard as it is on me, and I say that, it's got to be hard on these kids because dance is it's a community. So it's hard not to be with that.
It's funny because first somebody shared that Zoom is great for 8 and up and Band is better for the preschool, but somebody else wrote, it's moving too fast for me to see, that another sibling ran through the class naked while the other kid was taking class.
Yeah.
And since you wrote that, oh, there it is, a little sister run naked around the room while teaching. So there was also a teacher on one of my calls, what do you call it, round table or, wow, I can't think, what's the word? What are all the calls we've been having to get people to get? Town hall.
Uh-huh.
Town hall. So her daughter is potty trained. She's teaching. The daughter walks out, drops the diaper, and does a thing right in the living room.
I mean, I would probably do the same thing if I had to go that bad. I mean, you see everything, right? I mean, but that's honestly, here's the thing. That is our life. We've got peed on. Literally kids going, I have a booger. Can you take it? Sure, absolutely. That's just what dance teachers do. We can do it all. Honestly, we are superheroes. I'm like, look, I've been a therapist. I've plunged toilets. I mean, yeah, what else? I mean, I can do it all. You just, dance teachers really do it all.
All right. So Julie K, I wanted to make people smile, and I'm sure that everybody will say that they have laughed throughout this. I have too.
On round 3.
I want you to first, as I think I started this way, it could have been the earlier interview now. It's been a tough week and a half. What will you say or give some words of wisdom to people who might be feeling the pressure now or maybe overwhelmed at this time?
Well, I mean, honestly, this is a challenge for everyone. So just remembering that we all handle stress in different ways. I feel like, it's different strokes for different folks, but I think moving forward is that you got into this business for one reason, and it's to dance and to teach, right? And you have to remember the reason that you started, but more than anything, you have to finish this race. And I was talking about this on Facebook Live earlier today that, I feel like I'm in a race right now, and you know what? I'm going to win. I'm going to cross that line and that ribbon, and I'm going to break through, and I'm going to say, you know what? I survived this. I'm going to be better because of it. I I can't let a virus, I can't let that. And I did have a breakdown in the beginning, but you know what? As I see this, I see kids making posters for our studio. People like that they say, I'll never take dance for granted again. I love you with all my heart, Miss Julie K. I don't know what I would do without it. And so for me, we have to keep going. All of these teachers built this industry. We made this happen. That is so beautiful. And no one can take that away from us. Not this virus, no, not anything. And you know what? That's why Melissa and Daryl and I head into that studio. You know, while Daryl stays here with the kids, and I can head to that studio at 7 o'clock in the morning. And you know what? Every day I walk into that studio, I hear the click of that door, and I'm like, you know what? It's a different opportunity today, obviously, than teaching kids in person. But I'm going to make it a point to make sure that this industry stays alive no matter what. It is our job. It's what God wants us to do. It was a gift that was given to us by our parents or whoever signed us up, and no one's going to take it away from us. So you have to keep that focus and knowing that somebody out there needs their life changed, and dance teachers do change lives. And I cannot wait, because that other little kid that's waiting out there, that maybe if I'm giving up, I gave up on that little kid that is going to need me in the next couple of years. It gets me so excited. I can't wait to be there for that kid when those doors open back up.
Wow, I don't know if I could ask for any better words to close this out.
Air conditioning.
I got my fan. People can't see it, but it's on high up here.
I have nothing in here. I'm done.
For those of you viewing tonight, this was Julie K take 3. Yeah, not part 3, but take 3. And I want to say, Julie K, thanks for today, because we've actually been kind of interviewing all day. We had a really good dress rehearsal. We put our red shirts back on because we thought that was a nice concept.
Love.
Want to do this again sometime?
Always. Anytime that we can better ourselves, talk about what we love, communicate together, and have a stronger vision at the end, we're going to be better people, you guys. We're doing this for those kids in the next generation. I can't wait. And I'm going to be even better. Our faculty is going to be even better. We're going to be so amazing because we're going to know how to do so much more now.
Let's do a close. I have nothing left in my glass, but let's do a close-out cheer. To Julie K in the future.
Mwah.
Cheers to everybody who tuned in tonight. We're here tomorrow night, Friday night, and Saturday night. I know Friday night we're having a special guest. She's a clinical psychologist. She's going to talk to us about this emotional roller coaster we're on, both for us and our dancers and those that we're mentoring through all of this. Saturday night, we have Gio Hubella, and that's just going to be an up close and personal talk like we did tonight with Julie K. That's what I'm feeling like right now. Julie K, I love you.
You guys, I love you. This is so much fun. We are so blessed to be able to do this. I love it. I've had a great day. Round 3, take 20, whatever you call it.
I want to say something funny about this to everybody watching, because this is live. I don't know how to shut the program off.
Oh. Troy?
I don't know where Troy is, but I'm going to X out here. Julie K, I'll call you in a little while. This was a blast. Thank you, guys. And happy Wednesday night. Bye. Cheers. I'm Xing out now. I'm still Xing out, but it's not working. There we go.